But yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do. But yeah, I'm excited for this game. I hope everyone um, is interested in this game as well. I will tell you now, you can go to this the Steam page. It's on Steam right now, so you want to check it out. But yeah, let's do this. Let's pause the music. Let us go here. No problem. Take your time. Oh, oh, there we are. So yeah, let's get this started. I have played a little bit of it. It feels like Slay the Spire. Uh, it's similar to Slay the Spire, which is I love my Slay the Spire. I'm gonna do that real quick. It's a little low on the IO. It sounds like. There you go. All right. Don't think we have any new heroes yet. We have to go. We still have our one hero, the detective. We go to the lodge. We have. All right, this friendly old man, we can upgrade our lodge. But yeah, let's take a crack at this. But yeah, so if you've played Slay the Spire, the map layout looks very similar to it. Combat is gonna be a little bit similar as well. You'll see in just a bit. Combat is very interesting. You roll dice. So I roll my dice here, see what I get. I get 2 attack here. I go boom. And yeah, just like Slay the Spire, you want to basically kill your opponent. We have these hearts, but if I run out of hearts, that's it. My character's dead. And it's the same thing here. So that's 1 heart. That's it. Nice. And we can pick up a card. I might want to go hide here. And then you go to the forge, you take your dice, you put it here, you have a new ability. So what we can do is I can say, I'm going to take off 1 attack, put my hide up there. That's our new dice, and we put that there. Very cool. That one leads to a chest. I think we want to go for the chest. Alright, he's also Slay Spire. If you see that, you're going to get attacked for 6. Let's roll our dice. We'll roll that. That turns into another attack. Okay. Also, there is a kind of a health regen. Yeah. And he should be dead. Oh. Aim for the eyes. Backstab. We have the hide. Backstab could work well. I kind of want to go for aim for the eyes though here. And I'm going to put that on this one, I think. We're going to do here, we'll do that. Let's go for the chest. Let's see. Increase damage of attacks by 1. A difference between more. And a flip. I think we do a giant thumb here, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Yep. I love the art style of this. It's so good. I I love this art style. I wish I could play more games like this. This is our heart. We flip that. We kill him. Boom. Watch and learn. I think watch and learn here. We want to do this. We're gonna take this. Oh wait, no. Hold on. We want this to be on this one. Because that's got like all our damage on it. This one we want to do, I think that. Cool. Alright. Let's go to the tent. Very nice. Alright, so we got 2 back-to-back battles, it looks like. Nice, good start there. All right. Guys. Very nice. 2 attacks. Very nice. And that's 1 heart done. Heart done. And we should be able to finish off here. There we go. Let's take the backstab. Let's take the backstab. Put that there. Alright, so we're getting close to the first boss battle. The first boss battle is like very tough. The first time I tried it was not, it is not an easy battle. And then card here. That's not gonna re-roll that dice. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Very nice. There we go. Give me something good here. That's good. Oh, now I got the hide. Okay, so now if I can get that backstab, I think we'll be doing some damage. Yep, there it is. That was some good damage there. Alright, we should be able to finish him here. Nice. That. There we go. Alright, so we got the boss here. Let's go for it. I start. Ooh, okay. Ooh, there you go. They're high. There it is. Okay. I was wondering when the menu was coming. Ew, okay. Get one of the hearts down. Yeah. Unfortunate, but yes. Let's do that. That's another heart done. We're doing pretty good here. If I can just do like straight damage for a bit, we basically win this. We're taking a lot of damage here, though. Yeah, we're taking a lot. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Boom. Now we just need to worry about this guy. Okay, not taking any damage here. Ooh, so close. That should get him on that. That's one heart. Give me something good. Ooh. This is a close one. Ah, that's a dud. I'm not taking damage, but that was a dud. There we go. There we go. Nice. And I got a new dice. Alright. Not bad. I kind of want to go this way. So let's go this one. Ooh, okay. There's nothing on my dice yet. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should have went to the Dice Forge after that last one. I did not. Okay, it's fine. Ooh, ooh, okay. I don't think we're gonna win this. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna win this. Oh well. Not bad. We beat the first. We beat the first boss. That's good. This is just like a tough battle. Ooh, yeah. Very tough battle. The one thing I don't like is that camera, like, zooming in and out. It's a little disorienting. Not gonna lie. And that shit. Oh, we're still up. Not bad though. Not bad at all. Gain 3 safe house. Okay. We got 2. Very nice. I think we still haven't unlocked any heroes yet. 5. So yeah, this is a yeah. If you're a fan of like Slay the Spire, I think you're gonna like this. It's kind of weird to only start with 3 to 2 dice. I mean, I feel like starting with 3 dice might be better, but it's probably for balancing. Let's find another path. Let's go this way. Alright. Got that. Let us roll dice. Yeah. Get one escape with the heart. I think we're fine with that. Ugh. Look at that. I wonder if it's better if to. I'll have to look at that. So he's not going to attack. We know that. I wonder if it's better just to in turn, knowing that I have this. Shit. Nope, doesn't really matter. Okay. Yep. Alright, take it 2. This is a bad one. You think we barely escaped? Yep. Barely escaped the first encounter. Okay. Let's do that. I think bleed is gonna be really good, honestly. Yeah, I think bleed. Like, I think applying the bleed is gonna be good here. So let's go with that. Ooh. Very nice. Okay. Go. That poison pretty bad. Let's roll. 2, okay. There we go. That should be it. There we go. Not bad, not bad. I think we want to add more bleed. If we can just like add more bleed, I think that's gonna be really good. Maybe on that one. Let's put on that one. All right, let's go here first. Okay. Get the chest. I think that's gonna be the better one. I think. And then we'll put that on this one. Yeah, let's do that. Got another chest over there too, so we're probably gonna try to pick that up as well. Yeah. We're taking some damage here. Can't get help. This is that poison though. Okay. Something good. Let's do you. Ugh. That should be one. Yes, at least take only one here. Alright. And he's almost dead. There we go. I think we want more bleed here. Yeah, we want that more. We want more bleed. Let's go here. Increase damage. Let's go share a bone here. Alright, go for the boss. Alright, let's go. Not bad. I think I'm fine taking... I'm taking more damage than I think I should be taking, but I think I should be fine. Yeah. Don't want to lose too many more hearts here. Taking 6 here. Ugh. Okay, that should be it. There we go. Nice. Alright, so let's go here. We have a new dice. We can basically put these on. So we're basically just putting attacks on it, which is fine, I think. It's not a full dice, but I think that's fine for right now. I kind of want the rest here, so we're gonna rest. Go here, next fight. Okay. Not bad. Ah. Well, that's bound to happen. I could re-roll that, but I don't think I want to race my re-roll just yet. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's keep that. Bring this out. We want to get that. Actually, I think we want it like that for right now. Yep. In the eerie woods, you spot a ragged woman with an unsettling presence. She's begging you with her voice, both alluring and haunting. Buy red potion, buy green potion, buy blue. I don't know what I want to buy here. Buy green. You're fulfilled and resolved. Ah, damn it. Okay. Not bad. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Big attacks. Nice. Deal for. Let's take bushwhack. Yeah. I think bushwhack is what we want. There you go. All right, what do we have here? Ooh. What's this? Oh, it's a shop. Oh, nice. We got Stoke Bomb. We have Scent of Blood. We have Insurance. And we have Ambush. It might be good to get Smoke Bomb, honestly. So we'll get Smoke Bomb. Can I talk to the other people here? Oh, I kind of like this. Got a little jazz band playing. I love this aesthetic. Oh, we got someone over here too. What do you got? Trail of Blood. Oh, Trail of Blood looks good. Fake Evidence. Looks like Fake Evidence, honestly. I would take Ricochet as well. So I said we take that as well. And then I think we had spots left on this one. We have one. I think we put Smoke on that. That sounds like a good plan. And we have enough for another start another dice if we get a new dice. I love this environment. It's so cool. Alright, let's keep going. That's cool. Nice little stop. Oh, okay. These guys wiped me out last time. Let's see if we can survive this time. Okay, okay. think it's on this. I just have to focus on one at a time. I can just like apply the bleed, but I need to get rid of him. Right there we go. Oh! Oh shit! Damn. Okay. Damn. Okay. I was not expecting that. All right. I don't think any of these would get forward right now. Unlock the puzzle encounters. Okay. So nothing on that. All right, let's go back. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Like I said, I feel like, you know, there should be more than two dice at the beginning, but I'm still enjoying this. Ooh, I mean, hey, defend. I'm not taking damage, so that's fine. Sure. Nice heart. Oof. Give me something good here. This. I've already lost one heart on the first encounter. That sucks. Alright. I think we need to go bleed, like all bleed here, right? I think that's what we're trying to do. Is like do the maximum amount of bleed possible. Okay, welcome back from the ads, everyone. Go. There we go. We want more simple things like that. Do we just want to stack a bit like status effects, maybe? Maybe that's what we want to do with this character. It's about the same, so we'll go here. We're gonna attempt to tangle. Once you help the stacks untangle, they are run off, and you notice a hidden cache. Nice, very nice. Got some gold from that. All right. Also, someone tell me why this pigeon has a shotgun. There's no need for this bird to have a shotgun. Where the fuck did he come from? There we go. Yeah, maybe we are just stacking stats effects at this point. Like we're either stacking bleed or stacking drowsy. Is there anything here that helps with that? Remove one random debuff stack on flip. I think we just want the demon blood at this point. Alright, let's go. Taking 40. That's fine. This one might not go as well as I hoped. One heart. I'm taking damage. Can't get past that. God, I take a lot of damage there. Something good. He's dead. That's good. Now, hopefully, survive this. I don't know if we will, but we'll try. Alright. Should be it. There we go. And we have a new dice. Alright. Let's go to the tent first. Yeah. Alright. Ah. Okay. All right. It's fine. Ah, damn it. Give me something good here. Kind of some duds, but it's fine. I thought we were having some big attacks there. Well, one attack here. We got it. There we go. Oh, well, okay. More than that. There you go. Let's see. Confusion might be a good one. I think we're just like status effect here. Yeah, let's do this. Ooh. Lose a heart here. Honestly, there's nothing I could have done with that one. Damn it. Not enough combat points. Ooh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, that got it. Damn it. Provoking. Still need 4 more. Let's keep going back. Alright. Let's get a good run here. Alright. Let's take Smoke Bomb here. I don't think we're gonna add anything just yet. Need the Shire Bow. We'll put that on this one. Yep, that poison. Oh, there we go. Alright. Boom. Boom. Yeah, I feel like if I started out with like 3 dice, I think that'd be better. That's my only quarrel with this game. Other than that, it's pretty fun. It's been pretty. God damn! Oh, you got Do I re-roll? No. We just come back for revenges. Go for your eyes. I think we don't use it yet. I think we won't wait. I think I want that chest. Yeah, I think I want that chest. Okay. Alright. There we go. Give me that. Bloody eye. Still not yet. I think I really want to get that third dice first before I do anything with them. There we go. Bloody eye again. Yeah, we're getting close. Can we do that? You. Alright. Let's go. Spy. He's dead. And now we just have to worry about this guy. Okay. Ooh, okay. There we go. And there you go. That's the easiest one yet. Alright. Now let's do this. We have the new one. This is literally gonna be like stats effects. Yeah, let's go this way to that tent. Of course. Really? I don't know. I mean... Alright. What is my luck on this dice? Wow, okay. Alright. We want that, I believe. Put that there. Alright. Oh, can I not go that way? Oh, I full up, that's why. I can't go that way. Hey, it's you. There we go. Alright. Let's do that one. Alright, so this dice got everything. So we're no longer rolling blanks. That's good. Yeah, let's go that way. Ugh. I think that creature does some damage. Oh shit. It's time to do it. It feels like it. It feels like it. There you go. That should have killed him. Cool. Nope. How you doing, Lake? Ugh, I'm down to 1 heart already. Goddamn. There we go. Hey, I'm glad you're alive and around, man. I want to do this. We're gonna do what we've been doing. We're gonna save that for another dice. I need help. I really do. Yeah, let's see if we can survive one more fight here. Oh, I'm not surviving. Okay. We'll try. We'll definitely try. Oh, yeah. Let's get rid of you. Give me something good here. Oh. Let's not die here. There we go. We're gonna take the drowsy here. We're gonna keep that. Oh man. We're probably gonna end here. I'm like 1 heart left, and we'll see. I need another heart. Okay. Ah, fuck. Yeah, we're not surviving. Unless I can... Let's do this. I need... Okay. He's dead. I can take that attack, that's fine. Nope, never mind. Damn it. Ah! So close. I was so close to getting to that tent too. Alright. Sorry about that. Oh man. Alright, one more time. If we get to the mid boss again, we'll have 10. We're able to unlock a new person. Maybe we risk going this way because there's a chest. Let's do it. Okay, he's attacking, so we kind of want to focus on him and get him out of the way. Get him out of the way. He's dead. Alright. And more. Oh, I thought he was. God damn it, I thought he was dead. Alright, he should be dead. As long as I get attacked, he should be dead. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna do smoke bomb. We're not changing our dice again. That's not good. There we go. There we go. Where is this? Where are these birds coming from with shotguns? Oh, God damn. Okay, it's fine. We're blocking the shot. It's fine. Give me something good. Come on. Okay. Not Not what I wanted, but okay. We'll take 4 here. Come on, give me the damage. Not damage, but we'll take it. There we go. Maybe, yeah, distraction might be a good one. Here. Next one. Okay. Yep. Let's do that. Get the chest. I think we're gonna do Shadow Bone again. Boom. Good here. Okay. Sure. Okay. There we go. Something good. We got the goods. Boom. I thought we had the goods. What? There we go. One confusion. Continue on. Yep. Now we're ready for him. All right, let's do this. Oh, okay. Oh, we're taking some damage here. So I just bought something. Oh, what did you buy, man? Usually goes in first. Nice. How is it? Gimme the good shit. No, download it now. Okay, yeah, let me know how it is. There you go. Alright, now we have a new dice. Also, how much gold? We have 125? We might be able to buy some stuff. We won't put that here. Boom, 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 boom. It says it's a 2v2 battle. Interesting. What do you got? Interesting. What are we taking here? Start of your next turn. We'll take rare opportunity here. That would have been good to get. We'll take this whack. My thing is, I don't know if any of my stuff does drowsy. No, it's mostly confusion. We'll have to figure out the drowsy part.
Well. Congrats, you're a first.
Congratulations on being first. Someone finally clicked on it.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Jeez. Alright. Let's do that. I'm gonna switch out rare opportunity for this and see if that helps. Ah, fuck my enemies. My nemesis. I'm not surviving this, am I? I need to get him out. Jeez. There we go. It's not gonna. I'll survive that. I'm not surviving that though. Fuck. Maybe I should have re-rolled there. Nah. hour and a half of the stream. Yep. We can unlock someone new. Let's unlock someone new. Let's try out the magician. Uses the power of illusions to mislead your enemy. Interesting. Also, I feel like I should be unlocking more, right? Ooh, they have a cool design. Oh, what does this do? Oh, okay. Let's see if we do it. There we go. Oh, what's this? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right. I'm gonna reroll this. Nope. Not what I want. There we go. The magician doesn't see. I think I need better dice, but the musician doesn't seem that strong. If that makes sense. There we go. What do we got? Apply 5 win. Maybe 1 win. Let's try. Let's get the win. Also, their dice. Okay. We might have to wait to get a new dice. It's very fun game right now. I'll keep you updated. All right, thanks. One second chat. 1 second chat. All right, cool. Ugh. Okay. Yep, that happens. And then that should go. There we go. I think we want to apply wind? I'm not sure. Let's go this way. Yep. Get the chest. Do that one. Don't think it really matters what I put it on. Let's go this way. You stumble upon a blind musician. Listen to the song, hum along, resist the song, still is bad. Let's listen to the song. A strange melody pierces through your thoughts, and you gain find confusion. And one, okay, that's bad. That's real bad. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, God. So confusion's bad. Wow. Real? Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, that hurts. Shield up, take 4 here. Sounds good. Oh, okay. This is okay. Okay. Like I am barely doing damage to them right now. Okay. This one's gonna go on for a while if I can't do damage, right? Okay. I need more damage at this point. Just need more damage. Give me more damage here. That's okay. That's one. Okay. Jesus Christ. Alright. Does this do it? Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright. And boom. Alright. Okay, we're getting kind of there. We'll find another path. Alright. It busts a time. Yes, sure. Come on, good rolls here. That's not good rolls, but we'll take it. There we go. That's gonna hurt. Oh, so he's dead. Cool. Take the 4 here. Come on, 2 claws. Or not. No. Okay. 1 player for the king. No, it's more like a Slay the Spire. This is basically just Slay the Spire, but it's got like a woodland theme to it. Very, very, very fun. Very fun. Give me that. Thank you. We got our new. The only difference between like with Slay the Spire, you have a deck. You technically kind of have a deck, but your deck is more of a dice. So for this, like, I have these abilities I can put on this dice, and when I roll it, I can get those abilities, and I'll use them. And then like this is the very like coolest part of this. Like you got this little town. Super, super cool. Is this Dungeons and Dragons? No, it's not Dungeons and Dragons. We're gonna take Jester in here. But welcome me. Oh, I could have bought 1 more. We'll do that. So that dice should be good now. I should have any. Alright. Yeah, it's got a nice art style. It's if you love Slay the Spire, you're gonna love this game. It's very good. This is gonna be my last run. Then we're gonna take a small break and then switch over to Pokemon. Foxy hit me too hard. Wow. You've triggered an elemental combo. The Magician wields 5 elemental status effects: flame, ice, earth, thunder, and wind. Combining any 2 different elemental status on one enemy can create a combo. For example, mix flame and ice to melt to make a melt combo. Okay. One doesn't combo. Wind doesn't combo, but spreads basic elemental status to nearby enemies, paving the way. Oh, that's kind of cool. this is gonna be a long battle. I can already tell. One thing I don't like, but it's in Slay the Spire, so I can't really complain, is that the enemy has regen as good as mine. It's really annoying. Give me something good. Shoot, I'm gonna die to this enemy. It's like it's not the boss now. It's enemies like this are now like killing me out. But I just need more. We're gonna just keep it like we have it right now. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna survive this. There's a tent, which I need, but I don't think I'm gonna survive to that tent. We're gonna try, but I don't think we're gonna survive this tent. Oh no, I'm not surviving. These guys have wiped me out every single time. Give me, nope. Yeah, I'm not surviving. I'm not surviving. Well, it was a decent one. It was a decent run. But yeah. Yeah, I think this game's interesting. I'm enjoying it. Might play a little bit more. It's based, like, if you like Slay the Spire, you're gonna love this game. But yeah, super interesting. I do feel like the way to unlock stuff is a little too grindy though. Like, so if you look at this corner of your post, like every time you get like a bit boss, you get these here. But I don't think you're like, it's a little too grindy for me for a new player to unlock everything. And I have to go through that like multiple times just to get new stuff. And you also have to like upgrade your lodge and everything, but everything costs us like 10. I think the price of everything needs to like be lower, or do like tiers. Like starting out at 10 is like way too much, I think. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was super fun. If you want to check it out, it's Tamarak Trails. Tamarak Trails. It's on. I believe it's in Steam right now, so go check it out. All right, let's go here. We're gonna clear out here. We're gonna delete this. Okay. Yeah, so that was good. Let's see. What time is it? Been streaming for. Oh yeah. We're gonna switch over to Pokemon for just a bit. We're gonna take a quick break though, and then we're gonna get started on that. One second.